This is Laysara Summit Kingdom. It's a city builder set at the top of a mountain. And this is eventually the mountain that we want to build upon. However, it's a little bit sparsely resourced for us at the present moment, so we're going to have to do what this game does, and we're going to have to build up a couple of little cities, mountain cities, I suppose, on other mountains before we are able to get to the Celestial Rise. Raise 4 summit temples on other mountains to prove you are worthy of settling here. Let's start things off on a small but fertile little mountain. This is, I guess, this is where we will be building our base of operations. We have got our resources up at the top here, mostly money, but we also have our population types. We've got lowlanders, artisans, and monks, as well as, of course, some yaks. Now, the first bit of infrastructure that we need to get down is a food market. This is a very, very important resource. Everything needs to be connected to the, I guess, little, like, bridge point, I suppose it could probably best be described as. This is a food market. This is where we are going to be sending all of our food resources in order to allow them to be distributed. Now, what we can see up here is that we actually have got 0 lowlanders, but we have got 12 ad hoc workers. That's enough workers to work in this food market here. This is very, very expensive. As you can see, missing workforce penalty, 120 coins. That is a heck of a lot. So we need to replace these ad hoc workers with a bunch of our own workers, ideally as quickly as we possibly can. So what I think we're going to try and do is we're going to try and build a sort of like rough housing district down here. We're going to make sure that everything is roaded up. Beautiful. And in fact, you know what? We're going to get a road up there as well. In fact, maybe I like that road better than I like this road. I will say, I think that's exactly what I like. Sure. Okay, so now that we've got this up and running, we've got a food market. Happy days. We have got some lowlanders. We have got 28 unemployed lowlanders, which is fine. We've got 12 workers. Marvelous. They're all working at the food market. However, if we click on a lowlander's hut, you can see that no needs are satisfied. Every single need is unsatisfied, and in fact, there are 3 different categories of needs. We've got food, we have got prosperity, and we have got enlightenment. Enlightenment, all we need to do is give our lowlanders a place to pray. That can very simply be done with one of these, a praying place. And in fact, I think building it right there and building it right there is perfect. That now means, look at that, we've got a praying place completely, the praying need completely satisfied, the enlightenment need completely satisfied. However, food and the food needs are going to be a slight bit more challenging to rectify. Here's what I'm currently thinking. That's a zoomy out situation. Here's what I'm currently thinking. There's a couple of different sort of food needs that we need to get. There's eggs. Marvelous. There is sampa, which is made at a barley field. We will build that over there. Fine. And then there is also cheese, which is made in a yak shack, and that actually requires yaks in order to make. Let's get that rough infrastructure down. Now, the reason that I'm sort of spacing everything out is so that I can do a big, long path, because everything needs to be connected up to the main entranceway, but what we can do is ensure that the distance between our sort of key production buildings are as close to the food market as we can, because each and every resource that we transport has to have a logistics route. Oops. Has to have a logistics route sent. So as you can see, we got a chicken farm. It's going to send eggs directly into the food market. Same here. We're going to set that up. We're going to set that up. However, these buildings are going to need constituent parts as well. So we're going to need to make sure that we have got a barley field that is available for the sampa production. And I guess that can go in there. And I guess that can go in there. Sure, let's get 2 barley fields. That actually looks somewhat organized. And much how we do the barley production, much how we do the egg production, we literally set up the components to, you know, just travel all the way into the mill and then out into the mill into the food market. Cool. That is actually enough. That is actually enough to get us upgrading. I'm not really sure that I want to do that quite yet necessarily, but it's something to think about. We have fulfilled all of our requirements. There are some bonus needs that we can fulfill for baths and utensils, but we don't need to worry about that right now. Our coinage is still fine. We are still bringing in 200 revenue assistance from the capital. There's, you know, a little bit of building upkeep, but that is not necessarily the end of the world. Okay, you are not receiving any input. We need milk from a yak shack and a yak shack. Hold on. Wrong order here. Yeah, a cheesemaker needs milk from a yak shack, and the yak shack will quite simply, I guess you can sit there. Okay, money balance has turned negative. There's a couple of reasons why that is the case. Let's set up milk and wool. Set up milk to be moved over here, and then that'll be for the cheese. Cool. Couple of reasons that money has turned negative. It's mostly thanks to the missing yak force penalty. I find that term absolutely hilarious, yak force. Yaks are basically just people, and to be honest, we can stick them all the way down here, and we can chain them together in quite nice sort of like little pastures. It has quite a large amount of upkeep. It also requires quite a large amount of workforce, but you know what? If I just, there we go, get myself a few house upgrades, then we can manage to work the yak pasture, and we can manage to work the yak shack up here, supply the goods to the cheesemaker, and then supply the cheese to the food market. And just like that, everything's looking fine. Everything is looking absolutely El Grando. So, there's a couple of other buildings that we can get that we will talk about in due course. There's a bunch of, I guess, logistics distribution style buildings. There are some avalanche buildings as well. Now, avalanches happen... That's a rock deposit over there. I don't think we're going to be having many avalanches on this hill. In fact, I literally don't think it's possible for us to have an avalanche, but we will definitely be in avalanche areas where we're going to need to divine ice altar. What the heck? We're going to need to mitigate against a whole bunch of avalanche stuff for sure. There's some treasury buildings, a donation spot. This is going to allow me to hopefully generate a little bit of cash from my artisans. Now, artisans are not a group of people that I have got set up yet. Compact yak breeder, yak utopia. What the heck? Yeah, we've not got any artisans set up. But you know what? I will start the process of getting a few artisans up and running. So this is going to be kind of cool. Let's I don't love this, to be honest. Let's move you to there, and then up here and in there. Cool. Okay, so that'll give me some artisans. Marvelous. We've already fulfilled a bunch of these needs. We do need to fulfill some prosperity needs, and that will require us getting some red stuff, but we'll do that in just a second. What did I say? I wanted to build a donation spot. Oh, it's a bit big. It's a bit big, and it does need to be within range of my artisans. So, you know what? Let's build it up there. Sure. We'll extend this up here. And will that give me a little bit of an income? Yes, it will. Look at that. Plus 120. We do have a little bit of uncollected donations, but it's fine. Every lowlander and monk donate $2. Every artisan donates 3. So actually, if we do this, look at that. We will have more people living within range of the donation spot, and therefore we will be able to collect a little bit of extra cash. Very, very nice indeed. Right, let's talk research, shall we? In order to do research, which is this, I guess, star rating up in the top right-hand corner, what we need to do is twofold. First, we need to build ourselves an academy. It's quite an expensive building to maintain. I mean, we've got a large amount of money. If you look at our treasury over on the right-hand side of that little pop-up, you can see that we've got a good chunk of cheddar. In fact, we're doing fine, and we can hold up to 2,100 coins at any one time. That is fine. However, we need to build more than just the academy in order to make this all work. We also need to get 60 monks. 60 monks... That's a lot. That is a lot. A lot of monks indeed. Let's build that in there. So that will give us a little bit of an outline of what monks actually require. The praying place, obviously this has got access to a praying place, so that is maintaining the spirituality aspect. However, I think we also want to get... Oh, the academy is too big to even put in there. Well, that's a problem. It's not really a problem. We'll just make it work. Let's put you over there. What's up? Yeah, building is manually disabled. Needs to be operational to allow nearby. Yeah. So if I was to turn this on, yeah, absolutely immediately. Look at that. We end up employing a whole bunch of ad hoc monks, and I'm not interested in doing that. So what I think we're going to try and do is we're going to try and develop I guess like a monk housing area over here. What's the range of my food market? It's not that large, unfortunately. It's not that large. I was kind of hoping that we would be able to keep... Yeah, a few more... let's move you right across, actually. If I move you across there, then you know what we can do? We can actually squeeze in... Yeah, we could squeeze in... Actually, we can squeeze this in here. That's cool. That will allow you to get all of the needs. That's good. You do not have eggs. Yeah, so we're actually a little short on eggs. If I click on the food market, we can see we are only bringing in 4 eggs every, I don't know, whatever cycle it is, and we actually need a little bit more. So what can I do about that? The problem is, really... And by the way, I can get more sophisticated types of road, but they will all have upkeep costs, and that is not necessarily something that I want to get to grips with. That was something that can get out of hand very, very quickly. Yeah, what I really would like to do is... I mean, we can connect this up here, right? But I want to keep this area relatively free. What about if I do... What about I do egg production down here? Yeah, I don't hate that at all, actually. And then we throw that up there. I can still keep this area for more lowlander huts. And in fact, I can just get that upgraded. I don't think there's any cost. I don't think I need to. But that is El Grando. Right, how many monks do I have? I'm at 32 monks, and I need 60. The food market only extends so far. What about you? Where do you extend to? What's your range? Basically, I'm wondering if I built another few monk huts in here, would that work? Not really. Also, you don't even have scholarship within your range. Okay, we're gonna need to move. We're gonna need to move this around carefully. Fine, and that still gives me coverage. That still gives me 100% coverage, apart from these 2 places over there. Yeah, I mean, this food market, man, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem. Right, we're going to just have to build more monk houses down here, and I'm just going to try and sort of see what the vibe is after we get up to 60. Yeah, so the vibe at 60 is that we need to get another food market. Either that or we extend or upgrade the road sophistication somewhat. I honestly think... The idea of upgrading the roads is preferable in this instance. Let's do it. Let's get this upgraded. So that's gonna be fine. Does put us right up at the limit of what we can. We can probably extend a little bit more if we want to. Also, maybe there's this area. Maybe I'm sleeping on. Maybe I'm sleeping on an opportunity to get. Yeah, I think I'm sleeping on an opportunity, but we need to get, hold on, pause. We need to get stuff to be built around the academy. Yeah, it does need to be over here. Right, you need to go up there, and you need to go up there as well. Tell you what, up here, and up here. Very good. We can always upgrade these roads if we need to. That's fine, and I think a little bit of an upgrade over here would be fine. Also, these, I completely forgot. We have satisfied all the requirements, so therefore, we can get this all upgraded. Amazing. Okay, that does still mean that we are somewhat pressured a little bit, but that's okay. What's up? What's up? Satisfaction level dropped below. Yeah, the reason that the satisfaction level has dropped below is because we now no longer have enough Sampa, and we can handle 2 more fields allocated here, so that's exactly what we're going to do. In fact, let's get this moved around a little bit. I don't like... Nah. Okay, let's maybe not move that around a little bit. Yeah, we're going to need to get some more Sampa, and we're also going to need to get some more milk coming in here. We are receiving milk, and we are outputting enough of it. So, I think we're going to need to get another cheesemaker. Fine. Let's sort out the cheese-making situation, because I think that's going to be slightly easier for me to sort out. Yep. That over there. Yak Shack. Right over here. Make sure that it's connected to the road. Beautiful. Money balance has turned negative, but it's not really turned negative because I'm paused. And let's get that up there. Okay, so that sorts out my cheese situation. Here's what we can do with the Sampa. What I'm currently thinking, right? We have the opportunity to transport our resources in from the outskirts. So what I'm thinking that we do, right, is this. I know we don't have a road over here, but that's okay. We'll get a road set up very easily. We can utilize our carrier post. And if I get you right in there, if we set everybody to send... Can I do this, actually? I think we can set everybody to send resources to the carrier post. That gives us 18 barley coming in. Now, the problem with the carrier post is that we actually can't send it that far. So we're going to have to get an interstitial carrier post at some point. Actually, let's go for a little movie move. Yes, I know. Cancel that. Bang that in there. Let's get a road that comes up and round the back here. And then, where does that extend to? It extends to right over there. Maybe the corner. This feels like a little bit of an unnecessary... Yeah. So if I upgraded this road, which I don't really want to do right now, the yak force penalty we can actually fix super easily by just getting another yak force. Yak force. Sure, satisfaction level is dropped. It's okay, we're working on it, Anyway, roads. Let's get a nice road over here. It doesn't need to be much larger. Just a little bit larger, Cool. There we go. We send resources to there. Beautiful. We send resources to... Actually, can I just send resources directly to here? I absolutely can. So, I'm going to just demolish you. Yep. Destroy. Yep. And then these resources can go straight into here. And that gives me 24 out of 24, which I think is the maximum amount that I can get. So we get 24 coming in here. And that does mean that we can actually get you removed. Alternatively, I can get... Yeah, actually, let's get you destroyed. We don't need you because we will be able to satisfy the maximum requirement from just this facility. That's cool. Okay, so food-wise, I think we're doing okay. That's fine. Lots of monks. We've got that research level. Marvelous. What does that unlock? It unlocks honey production. There's a lot of stuff that we've not even dealt with when it comes to prosperity yet. And that is still required. Also, I still need cash. I don't really have that much cash. And now look at that. 90 road upkeep from literally just 2 straight bits of road there. That's a lot. That is an absolute ton. That is a ton. So that's what we're working with here. Anyway, we should have more stuff that we've unlocked. What else have we unlocked? So we got a few more food things. We got the ability to produce ale, the ability to get baths. Yeah, so baths need to be built next to a river. And in fact, we can build them right over here. I'm not going to necessarily build it right now because we've got 25 upkeep costs. But this is where I want my artisans to be located. Absolutely, we want to do more over here. I also really want to get a commodity supplier. Commodity supplier probably going to go right over there. We're going to turn you off so that we can continue to make money. The commodity supplier works exactly like the food market. We need to supply the commodities of whatever it is to the commodity supplier. In this case, we're going to need to get copper utensils. Copper utensils, I believe, can only be built with this copper deposit over here. So, you know, we build a copper mine like this. Yep, like that. Let's make sure that that is turned off. Disabled. We need to get access to this area, so let's do a little sneaky bridge like so. Marvelous. Connect it up. And then from there, we will get ourselves a coppersmith right in the corner there. Yeah, turn you off. Turn you off. Right, send that to there. Ooh. How do I send these across? Am I going to be able to get... Oh, we got a cart post. Carts are not designed to transport teenage humans, or teenage yaks for that matter, no matter how long they've been at the inn. Can send resources to multiple target buildings over long distances, or a trading post. So trading will allow us to buy and sell resources out of our current range. If I get that there, and if I receive a resource here, how far can we send? Is there a distance limit? Oh, wow, there's absolutely not a distance limit. Oh, that's cool. Okay, you know what? Let's turn all of this on. This is gonna... I'm gonna turn it on, all on paused, and I'm gonna check what resources do I need. I need more artisans. That's fine. I need more yaks. Yaks are the easiest thing in the world to fix, right? We just need more. We just need more buildings, more yak huts. There we go, and a little bit more. Sure. Is that... Do they not merge together? Okay. They merge together sideways, but they don't merge together vertically. Also, look at that. I'm losing so much flippin' money. That's okay, though, because I think we can solve all of this relatively easily. Artisans, yeah, that's going to be my first protocol. Let's get a few more artisan houses in here. We should be able to get you upgraded. What do we need? We need to satisfy one more requirement. I think it can be in anything. Yeah. Mandala. Oh, do we have any other... Oh, we totally do. What's a mandala? It's not... It's large, unfortunately. But you know what? Let's do it. And let's build that first. Because I think, if in doubt, try and achieve upgrades, right? There we go. So this is going to do two things for me. First of all, it's going to give me more artisans. Second of all, it's going to give me artisans in proximity to a donation spot, which I am very interested in doing. Also, I'm feeling like let's destroy that building over there. Let's destroy... Maybe not destroy. Sure, move you over there. What I'm thinking that we want to try and do is nab a donation spot over here and try and capture... There we go. That leaves me with without two artisans. That's fine. We can get one more artisan house. And in fact, upgrade it easily. Yeah, what I really want to do is try and capture as many houses as I possibly can. Obviously, it's best if we can try and get the artisans, but that's fine. We are probably paying a massive workforce penalty at the moment. That is true. We absolutely are. But I can fix that, and I can fix that relatively easily by building a few more... where is it? A few more houses right in here, and these should all be ready to upgrade. No, they're not. They need a little bit of spirituality in their lives. Sure, bang that down over there. Good, good, good. Okay, and that takes us right the way back up to profitability. But I think you can probably see right there, if we do not keep an eye on all of our resources at all times, then things can go badly wrong really, really quickly. Let's get a little bit more road here. So I get a little bit more road. There we go. Then we can get you upgraded and we can get you sorted. Now the supply of eggs is too low. You're kidding me. Literally just as I get that all figured out. That's fine, though. To be fair, now that I've unlocked Tier 2 and I can do the cart post... I can probably start moving my food production, like, as physically far away as possible, and then this prime real estate can be reconfigured. You need enlightenment? Well, enlightenment is the easiest thing to provide. Yeah, it is very easy to provide, in fact. There we go. You need enlightenment too? Well, you know what? If I have to build two shrines, then I have to build 2 shrines. But that will allow me to get... Oh, man. Okay. Okay. This is fine. The problem with this area, right, is that we don't have much space. We don't have much space at all to play around with. Yeah. And the other thing that is kind of difficult to explain, but makes perfect sense if I hover over here. You can see that if I build, right, there's a little graph down there, production per mountain zone. As you can see, if I build in this area, we get 6 barley. If I build in this mountain zone, we get 2 barley. If I build in this mountain zone, we get 4. So it is better if I build my food production facilities over here. I think. Right. But what I will do... Yeah, perfect. What I will do is begin a process to try and move things around a little bit. A cart post, yeah, the upkeep cost is high. The upkeep cost is absolutely high. Also, we still have like a whole bunch of hay, and I'm not sure what we need to do with it. Oops. Produce resources are not being transported. Why is this not working? There we go. Good. Good. Okay. Nice. And then because this is unlimited range, we can build ourselves another one of these production facilities right up at the back there. Money, turn negative. That's okay. We're in pause mode. That's fine. And then you go to here, and then you go to there, and that satisfies my requirement. In fact, that gives me a lot of overproduction, in fact. Good. Okay, lowlander huts. Let's get a few more. And in fact, we can get some immediate upgrades. We need some shrine. We need a food market. I mean, to be fair. There we go. Okay, so food market is going to extend down here. I think that will require us to get some more sophisticated road. There we go. Nice. And then that gives me a whole bunch of upgrades, which now puts pressure on other stuff, mostly cheese production. But you know what? Let's not worry about that right now. Let's get the artisans fixed, because the artisan workforce penalty is large. How far out does the food network expand? Can go a little bit further, but not much. I think we're kind of at our limit here. Yeah. We'll try. It's not what I meant it to be. It's fine. It's good. Good, good, good. Right. So, food market. I mean, if I was to build a nice, sophisticated road all the way out there, that works. That works brilliantly. You've got that. The mandala. The easiest thing to build would be that. What do you need now? You do not have the prosperity. And you do, it's just the utensils are not meeting the demand. Okay, well, that's fine. So you're getting 4 copper. Fine. Not enough resources to send. Yeah, that's kind of a bit of a problem, to be honest. But I think we can fix this. If we get copper here. Yeah, so what can I send to multiple different locations? Because it only requires us to get 1 copper. So if I get a trading post in here, yeah. Oops. Oops, 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 oops. Here's what I'm currently thinking. Get a nice cheap road out here. Great. So instead of sending to there, yes, resources are not being produced. Money balance turns negative, blah, 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 blah. We're going to send to here, and then we're going to send to there. And that means that we're only going to have the appropriate amount of resources coming. Then that gets sent over there, and then this gets sent over here, and then that allows us to upgrade that. Beautiful. Right, Yak Force. It's time to adjust Yak Force. Let's get yaks over here. Let's get a tiny little bit of pathway right over there. Beautiful. We are still in positive territory here. This is good. And now the only thing that we need to figure out is the cheesemaker. I do have a cheesemaker over here. We do get 9. To be fair, if I was to reposition these suckers, we could actually manage. Well, you know what? This is a good idea. This is a good idea. Even by my standards, this feels like a good idea. Right. Yeah. I know there's going to be issues here. I know there's going to be issues. But if I get I can have the space to do this. Yeah. Temporarily move that yak shack over there. You're going to have road issues. Oops. You can get moved over here. Okay, yaks are not important right now. Yaks are not important. What we need is one of these suckers. And one of these suckers. And one of these suckers. So what we can do is we can send our milk here. And then from there, we get 18. And each of these cheesemakers consumes 6 milk. And that will allow me, amazing, to eke out a little bit of extra cheese production. That's us up to 18 over 16 now. It's still a little bit close, but Man, it's better than it was. Wow. Okay, and wow, that was a that was a pretty sophisticated series of steps, but it worked, and now we have a massive amount of income. I actually can't believe that. That is pretty impressive. Also, I need to start tooting my horn a little bit more because I have got plenty of monks that would be ready to step into a world of academy research. The privacy of the monastery monks delve into the nature of the universe. For some reason, they need a piece of painted wood for this. So this provides a lot more than... Yeah, this provides quite a lot. What if I build this here? This feels like a... This feels almost wrong. Is this going to end up having some problems? Bringing in some problems for us? I feel like it will. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought, honestly. Kind of what I thought. If I do that, will that allow me to maybe get some... Yeah, okay, that actually fixes all my issues. But if I get the monastery... What's the issue with this? Oh, there's a little shrine there. Sure, put you there. And then a monastery right in there. So we do still have 10 ad hoc monks. But that's fine. Not receiving input resources. Painted cedar. How the heck do I get painted cedar? That will get me 3 research levels, though. That's a lot of research levels. I'm very interested in doing that. Enlightenment, enlightenment. We need scholarly enlightenment, to be honest. Oops. So if I build you over there, that puts you out of range of the food network. But I think we can get a little bit more. Money balance turned negative. Really? The good news is that donation-wise, we are absolutely covering every single base. Let's put you back over there. Fine. So yeah, we still need 10 monks in order to operate this fully. I guess we will disable this for now. That will mean that we have much more money to play around with. Painted cedar? How the heck are we going to get painted cedar? That is absolutely crazy, to be honest. I kind of feel like maybe the answer is just to try and spam down a few more artisans. Artisan houses. I mean, maybe getting an artisan up to level 3. We need more prosperity and we need a different type of food. The food is actually not difficult for me to solve because I've already got the food infrastructure. Honey production works. And tell you what. I mean, oh, look at this. Honey production actually works best if it's on this... If it's on this area. That is perfect. That means that I can properly utilize my infrastructure. Right. Let's get a long-range post. This is a little bit cramped over here, but it's fine. I don't know if we're going to need more honey than this, but we'll start with just 2. Yeah, I thought so. I thought so. We need 1 more. We need 1 more. That's fine. Duplicate. Beautiful. Send resources. That actually works out perfectly. So, that will fulfill another need. And now we just need the prosperity needs to be fulfilled. And that is baths, ale, or decorations. You know what? Weirdly, baths might be possible. Yeah, baths are definitely possible. So I can build that right there. That allows all of these suckers to get upgraded. That really wasn't the intent, but you know what? I will do it because again, it will get me more money. That's really nice. Okay, so that's the baths requirement, and now we need ale. What is the ale production chain, video game? What is the ale production chain? I think it's going to be extensive. Yes, I think it is going to be extensive. But that being said, some of these things are things that we're going to need for other areas. Also, I can get a trading post. I can and very well might get a trading post. Traveling between mountains all the time seems a little bit extreme. Yeah. Allows the buying and selling of resources. I mean, if I... Oh, we've got... Why am I using so many artisans at the moment? Is it to run the baths? It might technically be to run the baths. Also, maybe I can move you... Yeah, maybe I can move you out here. Satisfaction level is dropped. That's a little annoying. What about that? Aha! Well, your satisfaction level is still a little bit lower than it otherwise needs to be, but... I think... It's not going to get me that many artisan houses, is it? But it would get me a couple. And that might just be... That might just be worth it. And then... Maybe we can make some slightly better roads over here. That mostly fixes it. Yeah, so apart from that one... Maybe I can move you again. No, because we need to... We need to keep this area. We need to keep this as a requirement for the artisans. Sorry, lowlanders. We'll maybe figure out your issues in a little bit, but you know, for now, not a big deal. Right, we are really quickly running into the limit of what we can do in this area, which means I think we're probably going to have to get ourselves a secondary mountain. Let's get a trading post. Yep, let's do that. I don't think there needs to be a specific location that we build it. Obviously, it needs to be connected. Yep. Yaks, artisans. This is why I wanted more artisans. I've got to be able to get... If I just get a little bit more... If I get ale and decorations... Oh, we're going to be so good. We're going to be so good. Inn. Inn is what we need to supply in order to get ale. And that needs to basically be built there. And that would cover all of my artisans. Yeah. Is there another place that I can move this to? Here? Maybe? No. Here, technically? Up here. Perfect. And in fact, is that room for one more up at the top there? It's pretty good. Nice. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, Yak Force. Yep. We're on it. We're on it. Okay, move. Honestly, the biggest expense is if you've got like bought in yaks. I mean, look at that. 540. That is huge. Good. Obviously, none of that is none of that is connected by road. Destroy. Yep. Good. And good. How's that? That leaves us 2 yaks short. I can maybe live with that. That's still quite high. But... Okay. Right. So what did I need in order to get prosperity up? We just do not have enough space here, do we? We do not have enough space. Okay, but I did get the trading post. Send any resource to this trading post to start selling it. To import resources, you need to export them on a different mountain first. Yeah, okay. Alright, so, I mean, if I go to the map here, right? Big mountain, go to mountain. What do I want to do? Capable of supporting a summit temple. Yeah, we're not capable of supporting a summit temple over here. We are capable of supporting it here. Let's go to this mountain. Let's go and check out what we've got going on. And then let's maybe try and tailor... Reach research level 8. We need to research... Do we need to research that here? Oh, it's so big. Look at this. Look at this area that we've just got to play around with. Oh, this is good. This is magical. This is brilliant. So, where's the summit temple, I wonder? Yak Guardian. Is that it? Lift tower? No. I don't know where the summit temple is. Is it like a specific thing that we build on the summit? Could very well be. Okay, now that we've got a good base of operations, what do we want to do? I mean, we're gonna need to get a food market. We're gonna need to get basic distribution set up here. It looks like cheese production requires research level 1, but then we have honey immediately. Why is that, I wonder? Why is that? Reach research level 8. Raise the summit temple. Build a lift station. Bases. Blah, blah, blah. Coal, tapestry, ornamental, cedar. Okay. There's so much space that we have to play around with. And in fact, we can build on multiple different phases at the same time. Holy cow. Yeah, we got a lot of space to play around with. Right. I don't even know. I don't even know where to start. I'm giddy. I'm giddy. Right. I kind of want to approach this way. Yeah. Then let's get lowlander huts. Good. Can I import directly here? I can't import until I get the monks for the research level 1. It's kind of annoying, to be honest. That's fine, though. The good news is that I've got all of the goods needed, and as soon as we... There we go. As soon as we do... I think you know what I think I want to do? I think I want to maybe design... I think I maybe want to design my food operations with carrier posts in mind. It's going to be a little bit more expensive initially, but... I think it'll be worth it. I absolutely think it'll be worth it. Okay, so for eggs, we'll get facility over here. Send you to there. Send you into there. Eggs. We don't have enough eggs. That's okay. I mean, we can live with that now, right? Because we just build egg production facilities basically anywhere over here. And let's do the same. And in fact, to be honest, this is where we can have our Tampa... There we go. Our Tampa production facilities. But then the fields, which we will build in close proximity for now, right? These will 100% get moved. There we go. There we go. So yeah, these will 100% get moved. That will be both my foodstuffs. Great. Says it's only producing eggs, but no demand for this resource. Oh, it's honey. Honey is the demand. Oh, I see. Okay. Well, this is the honey area, so we're going to build honey over here. Weird that we don't require that, but that's fine. Absolutely fine. Right, let's get a bridge, and the bridge will go here to here. I do like the way that bridges work. It's kind of cool. It's going to take a long... it's going to take a long journey in order to get there. I can't even import honey. I wish I could, because honey is one of those things that I could actually build on the other map with relative ease. Can I go from, like, here to here? No, that's an illegal maneuver. I mean, look, I gotta be honest. I knew that was illegal. I knew it. Right. This is gonna be funky. It's gonna be funky. How am I for yaks? Not great. Yak pastures. I feel like I want yak pastures to be up here somewhere. Let's build a shaft. I mean, the great thing about it is that we don't actually have to build... We don't have to build the yaks. Yeah, we don't have to build the yak pastures with any consideration of where they're built. We just have to build them somewhere. We do need 15 lowlanders, but that's okay. We have meticulously planned for just this moment. We're going to wait and put a little gap here. That's fine. Not a gap there. Yeah, so I was going to say that we're going to have an enlightenment statue here. And we're going to do it here. And we're going to do it here. And we're going to do it here. Good, so that's the enlightenment component, or the praying component. We still need 7 more. There. Is that going to be good enough? I think that's going to be good enough. Right. And then the food requirement is literally going to be honey, because honey is going to give me two chunks. Marvelous, marvelous, marvelous. Right, how far are these carrier posts going to be able to carry? They're not even going to get across the bridge. Oh. That's a bit of a bummer. What about up here? There is a possibility, isn't there? Can we... Let's have a look. If I do that there... I don't know what the... It's 10. Okay. 10 upkeep. It's not ideal. But if I build a carrier post at the top here. Is that going to get all the way down? Somehow I don't think so. I'm not vibing. I'm not vibing with that. What if I build a honey production facility up at the top here? I mean, look, maybe I'm overcomplicating this, because honestly, we could still get a completely ample amount of honey production. Yeah, we could... I don't know why. Look, just stop. Disable... Yeah, disable that. Leave that open. Disable... This bridge? Does this bridge have any upkeep? I don't think it does. Apparently not. The shaft does, but the bridge does not. Don't disable. Let's move you to here. Yep. Build that there. It doesn't need to be a lot of honey production. It needs to be a little bit of honey production. We will figure this out. Don't worry, we'll figure this out. I'm doing all this stuff, and then I'm clearly gonna have to rework it. There we go. There we go. Brilliant. Clearly gonna have to rework it in the future anyway, so like, why beat around the bush? We need just literally the tiniest little bit more of honey production. Cool. Great. Great. Amazing. So, that will be everybody satisfied, right? We need baths as well? Is that a requirement? There's no rivers. There's no flippin' rivers. That's an avalanche spot over there. Baths over there. No, there's no rivers. Okay, well, that is going to be slightly problematic. We're still losing money hand over fist here. Let's get... There we go. Get a bit more. How's that? That puts me in positive territory. That's good. That's good. Lots of building upkeep. It's probably time for us to start thinking about the humble artisan. Yeah, unsatisfied needs. Do I... Yeah. Oh, hold on. We... Yeah, river requirement nearby. There is... Yeah, there is no... There's no bathing opportunities. Sorry, everyone. Sorry, there's not much that I can do about that. There is river over here. That's good and all, but yeah, not anywhere else. Certainly not on any of the areas that we would look to build on. Sort of initially, yeah, like this one was the other sort of plateau that we would potentially investigate. But okay, well, that's not necessarily the end of the world. So donation spots for artisans. Where was that? It was the treasury one, wasn't it? Yeah, I mean, it doesn't even necessarily have to be for artisans. We could have it for everybody. Putting it in this sort of prime retail location. Yeah, sure. You know what? Let's do that there. Money balance turned negative. Obviously, the reason that it turned negative is that there's a bunch of artisans that need to work here. Let's start the process. Move you across as well. Yeah. Good. So, food should still reach all the way out over here, which is perfect. Great. Yeah. Amazing. Let's get food up here. Sure. Build all that up there. Good. We should have absolutely no issues with money now. And now it's just a case of satisfying prosperity and getting copper. Okay, so just like that, we're pretty much back to where we were on the first map, which I think is good. Monks, monk housing, monk location. Honestly, I think the best place is probably for it up here. How about 1, 2, 3? Yeah. 3, good. Lots and lots of money. That's what I'm talking about. Nice. And we can manage more, so let's do it. What I'm thinking, right, really, I think we can still manage even more. What I'm thinking is 1, 2, 3. If we can manage to get all of the monks in this, yeah, kind of figured that might be the case. That's okay, though. That's okay. We can move you to here. Yeah, so this will still work. And in fact, we can get one more, squeak one more in over there. That's really good. That is really, really good. And now all we need to do is fulfill these 3 sort of like spiritual needs. The academy can go right here. And if we get the academy banged in right there, then that will satisfy... Oh, no. Turn that off. Disable for now. Disable for now. It needs 60, and I'm not quite there yet. So we'll figure this out. Don't worry. The other thing that I was thinking of doing is we can grab this here, and this there. That will satisfy all of it. And then as soon as I turn this, when I turn this on, then we can upgrade a few houses, and we can figure that out. Honey, we need honey. Don't worry, we will get honey, and we will get honey really quickly. Even though this is all going to get moved as soon as I physically can. I hate it. I hate it. It's not optimal. Right. That's not what I meant to do. I meant to get a lowlander house. We can build another lowlander house over here. Fine. Yep. And with any luck, yep, that still stretches out that way. Eggs. Egg production probably will stay here. Good news. We've got ourselves... There we go. We've got ourselves a fully working level 1 research institute. Fantastic. That is amazing. So, honey. Let's talk honey. I have got the upgraded cart post. This cart post is going to go over here. Amazing. This is great. So that will allow me to do a couple of different things. It will allow me to trash this facility. It'll allow me to trash these facilities. Now, no longer do we need to produce honey in a unoptimized fashion. Let's get this here, this here, this here. I think we actually only need 3, and this will give me a little bit of insurance as well. Here we go. And then you are just going to get sent directly to here. Absolutely love to flippin' see it. Why do we need artisans? What is it that we need them for? I don't particularly know. They are just a little bit of an annoyance to me, but what can I say? We'll make it work. Right. I think this might be pushing the limit of the food distribution network a little bit, but we have yet to upgrade a single bit of road over here. And I think this area is ripe for road expansion. It's down there, down there. Yeah, you know what? Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. How far does it extend now? It's so close. I think we can do it with just a little bit more. There we go. And that's good as well, because that allows me to get 4 more houses here. Yeah, that is perfect. And then 2 more houses over here. And that will all probably work as well. Yeah, good. Yeah, I like that a lot. And this is all within range of the donation spot, which is what matters. Good. Now you should... Oh, do you not have... Oh, whatever. Okay, I guess I can try and... There we go. Extend you up. Marvelous. That is good. Up to 300 income. That is pretty decent. That is pretty decent from one singular donation spot. We can get some more monks. I don't feel like I really need the additional monks at this point. That's okay. We've got one building that is disabled. That is you up there. I don't feel the need to turn you back on, but we might change that in a bit. So, here's what I can do. Here's what I can do. I'm going to delete you. Yep. Delete you. Delete you. And then I'm going to copy. I'm going to copy this. And get one more. I'm also going to preemptively get another carrier post in here. Why? Why, I hear you ask. Because what I really want to do is build an area that can focus on the specialization... Oh, we need another one. That's fine. Focus on the specialization of growing... Yep, focus on the specialization of growing something. And in this case, it is going to be barley. Barley, we still get the most... Yeah, we still get the most from growing it down here. Amazing. And let's get a road up here. This is going to be my barley area. What can I say? This is going to be my barley area. We're going to get a distribution post, a cart post. Yeah, sure. I think there should be fine. Boom. 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 And Oh yeah, we still need to do something with hay. I'm not sure what we're going to do with hay yet. Anyway, the barley is actually going to be delivered to here. And then from here, we're going to distribute it to... There we go. The 2 correct locations. Marvelous. Why on earth are we now using so many artisans? I am not sure. It's probably for this. Yeah, I would imagine. Not enough resources to send? What's the issue? Not enough resources to send? Fine. And then you send that into there. Is that the issue? Yeah, I think that's the issue. Also, we need way more artisans. That's... What a kicker. What a kicker. Maybe I shouldn't have done that right there, but it's fine. Right. Artisan. Artisan, artisan. Artisan, artisan. Kind of bleeding into the artisan area, but that's fine. Also, let's do... I don't even want to do copper right now. I don't even want to do copper. Why is this not receiving input resources? What's the issue? Not enough resources to send. Mill. 24. Yeah, but can you not split it? What's the issue here? I'm struggling to see what the issue is. So we deliver to there. We deliver to there. Is it all... is it all 24 are going to go there? I mean, sure. Disable that. That leaves me... That's so crazy. Look at that. So I turn this on. It gives me negative 25. And then I go into positive 300. Well, okay. I guess it must be... like, worker allocation here. Like, we can get more carriers. And each and every time that I get more carriers, like, above a certain limit, then we'll just be charged for it. Anyway. That's fine. Right, let's get a few more of these suckers upgraded. We need more eggs. Eggs can now be moved as well. Although eggs probably shouldn't be moved for now, because I am now realizing that I have maybe... Yeah, been misprioritizing what I need to do. And the thing that I need to do is prioritize getting all of these flipping houses upgraded. Yeah. Yeah. We can upgrade all of these houses with a... Where is it? Yeah, a mandala here. Mandala would be perfect. It's quite large, though. That's the only problem. It's very, very large. That's pretty good for the monks as well. Yeah. Yeah, don't hate that. So we do that there. It's good. And then maybe another one over here. So we put that in there. Yeah, I know, you're going to be upset. Blah, 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 blah. What about here? I really do not hate this. Because it's going to be too large for anywhere else that I put it. Yeah, and I can't rotate. So we're kind of limited. You know what? Maybe we just throw this down here. Yeah, maybe we just throw it down here. And then that will allow me to get a whole bunch of upgrades. I will keep upgrading because it's going to show me where my weak spots are. Weak spots are the number of artisans that we have. And artisans, we can... Yeah, copper utensils and cheese. The good news is that I can pay for 3. There we go. More eggs. More eggs. Again, we will move, but we will not move now. There we go. Okay, so we're making loads and loads of money. Let's go and turn our attention to copper. So, where's copper? Copper is up here. My yak zone. My yak zone, or my... You know what? Maybe let's do a new... No, that's stupid. I feel like I should be building where there are 2 copper deposits. There are 2 copper deposits over here. Yak zone, I'm very, very sorry. You're going to be invaded by a copper mine. We can maybe move the yak zone, because I like the idea of having a pretty consistent yak zone. Anyway, all of the copper production, we're just going to get done up here locally. And we're just going to use our brand new, super sophisticated carrier post to move everything around. Let's get one of these down there. I'm not even going to be that bothered about how everything looks. Sure, let's actually get a carrier post to do the distribution of the copper ingots. we go. And as you can see, we only use 1 copper ingot. That's going to go to there. And then we don't actually have a commodity drop-off point. Commodity supplier. I kind of want it to be more central. So something like this would be really good because it would hit most of the buildings. I actually think I prefer that. I'm going to move you up here. I'm going to move you up here. I think that this will be slightly problematic. Yeah, it will take me out of the range of food for one of them. That's fine, though. Commodity supplier. Let's bang that down over there. Money balance turned negative. I know. But let's connect that up there so that that gives me full coverage. And not receiving any resources. That's fine. Artisans and yaks were a little bit low on that. Let's set to supply to here. Not enough resources to send. I suspected that we would need more. That's okay. That is why I have got one of these. We distribute to there. Building manually disabled. Don't worry. That in there. Cool. All right. That's us at a deficit of 54 flipping 54 artisans and 8 yaks. Ironically enough, we need more yaks. I can build. I mean, you've got spirituality, but you don't need spirituality. You need incense, you need a summit temple, you need a yak guardian. So even this would not make a difference to you, would it? Yeah, because you don't want it. You really want cheese. What you're telling me, video game, is that you want cheese or you want decorations. I mean, are decorations easy enough for us to build? I mean, can I even... I don't even know. Monastery? I want to get to the monastery. Don't worry. I want to get to the monastery. Oh, maybe it's just yaks. Yak force is 240. It's kind of split. I will need to build more yaks anyway. Let's go and build 2 more. Sure. That'll halve my losses. It'll halve my losses. And then move you over there. That actually works not too badly. Okay, so cheese. How do I want to do cheese? Yak Shack? You know what I think I want to do? I think I want to build Yak Shacks locally. So I built 2 to 3, didn't I? Yeah, and I now built yeah, so this goes here. And then I build a carrier thing as well. Yeah, build that there. And then I build... not enough money, not enough money. Not enough money. Okay, turn this off. Turn this off. Turn this off. Turn this off. How can we reduce our costs a little bit more? How can we reduce our costs? It's mostly artisans. We got 71 carriers, 71. I mean, if I turn this off, that actually makes me profitable. It's because there's... Okay, you know what? Fine. If that's what I have to do, then that's what I have to do. What about if I turn this off? That also makes me profitable. Okay, well, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna just deprive people of resources temporarily. Yeah, we'll zip into fast forward mode. There we go. Turn this on, turn this on, turn this on, and turn this on. Obviously, that is going to put the balance negative, but it means that I can get three cheese makers. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. And that is all that I need. So then you supply milk to there. You supply milk to there. And you supply milk to here. You supply milk to here. And you supply milk to here. And then you supply to... You supply to there. You supply to there. And then you supply to there. And then cheese, we pump it straight into the heart. We're going to turn this back on. That means that we still need utensils. That's okay. We're okay. We're okay with this. And then we turn this back on. That enables utensils. Amazing. And then, this is exactly what I wanted to see happen. We are able to upgrade literally each and every one of these buildings in order to increase my artisan population. I actually cannot believe that that plan worked. I cannot believe that it worked. Also, let's get some more yak facilities. Sure. We need a few more We need a few more lowlanders. But, I mean, I'm making... Wow. That was, again, like another really sort of... really complex series of operations there. That... worked out. What can I say? It worked out. It worked out. Now, if I was to upgrade this road, that would potentially allow more copper tools to get distributed, and would therefore allow me to upgrade a few more houses. What's the issue here? Mandala. Yeah, that is the issue. Okay, well, what about if I upgrade the roads to the mandala? There we go. Cool. I think that pays for itself, you know? I think that that does pay for itself. Nice. It's not perfect, far from it, but it is decent. And these level 2 artisan houses, I could not be happier with how that is coming out. Right, you know what? I've kind of been putting it off a little bit, but it is time that we look at the big one, the Monastery. Yeah, this is gonna be... It's gonna be something, isn't it? It's gonna be something. Do I want to build this up here? Kind of want to build this up here. Sure. Obviously, I'm not gonna do it right now. Yeah, let's get that turned off. I think maybe getting the monks up to level 3 would be not a bad idea. I mean, if I was to do this, that doesn't even satisfy any... It doesn't even satisfy any requirements. Also, monks require to be... Monks want to be high. Enclosed by monastery walls. Monastery walls. So, we build monastery walls like we would... Yeah, like you would imagine. Is it the monks who isolate themselves from other citizens, or is it the other way around? Can be used to enclose monk dormitories. Yeah, I mean, that will be a challenge. That will be a real challenge. Also, is there an area where we could technically... I guess this is the high zone up here. It's not inconceivable that we get monks up there. I mean, I feel like it's a lot of food that we're going to need to get the monks up next to the food market, to be honest. That is a lot of monks. It's a lot of... I mean, we just need a lot of monks. I've got 28 that are currently available. And to be fair, I could build some more monk housing. I've kind of kept this area available for it. What do you need? You need mandala. Yeah, you know what? Let's yeah, I know. It's fine. Cool. And then connect up there. And then that will allow this all to work, right? You need mandala. What do you currently have? Oh, you currently have the ability to study as well. Nice. Okay, well, let's do that. And tell you what, is there a world in which I move you up there and then connect through there? You're not connected, but that's an easy fix because we just get one of those. And then the purpose of doing this immediately becomes clear. Okay, maybe it was all for nothing, but I was thinking maybe, just maybe, I can squeeze in a few more facilities up here. I may need to get... There we go. I was going to say I may need to get a little bit more sophisticated road, but that works. And you know what? I kind of want to keep going up here and maybe get one or two more. One more. Clearly the food is working. What can I say? The food is working. And we can definitely squeeze another one in there if I upgrade some of these roads. Yeah, we are bringing in loads and loads and loads of cheddar at the moment. So that fixes my monk issue. Good. No access to food markets. Yeah, let's go and figure you out. This is... Honestly... There we go. That's all that we need. 3 are disabled. That's fine. That is gonna be enabled when we need it. We don't have to do that right now, but we will soon. Oh, I'm excited about this. Okay, so planted cedar monastery. Yeah, this is the chain. This is the chain. So a herbalist. Oh, so okay, we're gonna require monks for some of these activities as well. Right. Well, let's let's investigate this. A rock crystal mine? Is there... Are there any other rock crystal mines anywhere else? Not really. Okay, it looks like we have one... The heck is that? Don't know what that is. Salt deposit? Okay, cool. So, we're going to have to get the rock crystal from up here. That's okay. Who's going to do the mining of this? Is it going to be monks? No, it is not going to be monks. It is going to be lowlanders. That's fine. We're okay with that. Anything that uses monks is a bit of a worry for me, to be honest. Right. So, no road connection. Yeah, we'll get this fixed right now, and we'll turn you on. Great. We need more yaks. That's fine. I did say that I was gonna move my yak facility. Yeah, maybe we move it over here. Hilariously, I think... Yeah, hilariously, because it's connected to here, the yaks are going to have to go down and then all the way back up. And then that'll be that. I think the better solution is probably to put... this up here. I just don't know. So the production chain for the monastery, it will go into the dye producer. So we need 2 rock crystals. We get 4 rock crystals coming out of here. Yeah, I feel like this is a bad idea. We should not put them over here. Let's move you over to this area. Yeah, I realize there is no connection at the moment. That's why we're going to get some bridges. Yep. In fact, let's make it here. I love how much space we've got. It's brilliant. So, yeah, you are going to supply to a carrier, or cart post, sorry, should I say. The reason being is that I want to do... I don't know how much cedar I'm going to need to get in the future, so let's supply to a carrier post. Yeah, let's supply to a carrier post. And then we can distribute as and if we need to. As and when we need to. Oh, yeah, it's not an input resource. Forgot. We need to get the interstitial building, which is the dye producer. So let's get the dye producer, build that there, and then supply that there, supply that there. Cool. And then outputs, we will put on one of these as well. Send to there. Actually, no, hold on. We don't need to do that. We need to get a cedar grove, which grows best at low levels. Or, sorry, at high levels. Where's the highest level that we can get? It's up here. Ugh. It's okay. It's okay. We can still make this happen, but we're gonna need to get one of these. We're gonna need to get one of these. We're gonna need to get one of those, and we're gonna need to get another bridge out here. This is gonna be... It's gonna be some distance that we're gonna cover, eh? This is crazy. So, one more of these. Yeah, send to there. Send cedar to there. And then a ridiculously long transport route. Hold on, do we combine in the monastery? I need to be careful about where we do this. So, we combine in a dye producer, and then we combine in a cedar painter. Right. There's a lot of funky stuff happening here. Unassign this. Reset storage. Yeah, so you're going to output to here. Then we're going to need to get the stuff from the cedar. Zoom out all the way around here. Yep, we still need, by the way, 22 artisans. I realize that's a lot of goods that we're going to need, but we're going to make it happen. Excuse me, did I not? Hold on. Excuse me. Send to there, yeah. And then you're going to send to... Come on. I'm going to scroll this time as opposed to zooming out just in case. To here. Great. Money balance turned negative because we need 60 flippin' artisans. Okay, so I guess it's a distance thing. Yeah. I think it's a distance thing. So the more distance it is, the more workers are going to be required to send those goods. So I have made myself... I've made this very, very challenging for myself here. Herbalist, hold on. Is there anything that stops us from Do you know what? There's actually nothing. There's nothing that stops me from building. I suppose it doesn't really matter where I build it. It's going to be inconvenient regardless of where I build it. Produce resources and not be transported. They need to go into here. Oh, you know what I'm just realizing? We got 8 cedar. We got 8 cedar coming here. But what we need is a carrier post to distribute, because we are going to need more than 8 cedar. We're going to need more. So yeah, you need to get out of the cedar painter there. Send the goods to here. Distribute the goods to there. Money, that still makes money balance negative, which I'm not happy about. But that's okay. Is there anything that we can do to make this less awful? Decorations. House needs to be in range of a decorative building. What is a decorative building? I don't know what a flippin' decorative building is. Is this I guess this is a decorative building. Sure. Yeah, let's... Nice. 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 So that's the decorative needs. So prosperity needs. We need research level 2 for pretty much everything. And that is a... That's a kicker. That's a kicker, because it means that we can't really get more artisan production. Or artisan housing. I mean, there's maybe a little bit more that we can do, but not much. Not much. We can sort of squeeze it in a couple of strategic locations. Yeah. Yeah, see, not really. Delete that. Delete that there. And then move this road up. Put you there. Put you there. Maybe a few more artisan locations. Yeah. Bit better road. Nice. That will actually take the sting out of most of the... That'll take the sting out of most of it, to be honest. We do need a little bit more cheese, but I think I've got production of pretty much everything sorted. You're gonna need more. That's unfortunate, because I've got the exact right number of resources that are being organized here. So that kind of sucks. But you know what? It's easy for us to expand, even if it's not sort of like perfectly ratioed. So you go there. Source not in range. Let's move you to... Let's not move you around, actually. Let's just move this there. 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 And then this. Add that to there. And then add that to there. So that is fine. That is fine. And now I need more lowlander production. And there is still, again, there is still space. It's just not as numerous as I would like. Okay, good. Eggs. Eggs are another one that we're probably going to have to get moved out of this location. But for now, let's keep on plumbing them into there. Okay, artisans, artisans, artisans. The bane of my literal existence. Bane of my existence entirely. Also, everybody's covered by one singular donation point. Apart from that one house all the way over there. How cool is that? That's pretty cool. I like that. I like that a lot. And we could maybe even, by upgrading this little stretch of road here, we could maybe even stretch it out all the way over there. But, alas, let's not worry about that for now. Not a big deal. So, what do we need to do in order to get artisans to level 3? Well, we need to get 6 painted cedar, and I only have 4 painted cedar coming in, which is why we needed to get another one of these. Yep, another one of those. And then you need rock crystal dust, which is being produced from here, and you're sending it directly over there, so that's not what we want to do. We want to get a carrier post here. We want to try and scale this. What? There we go. We want to try and scale this as much as we can. Boom. Boom. So you'll get some dust, and then the cedar is very simple. We just extend that to this one here. Money balance turned negative. What is the issue? Is it that we don't have enough cedar? I think it is that we don't have enough cedar. Let's have a little look. It is 8 cedar in this one. There we go. Send to there. That's so many. Look at that. 74 workforce. That is a lot. That is a huge amount. That is a huge amount of goods. But that's okay. Because This is what we're going to need. So you now have got 8, and then this will go across to here. The monastery requires 6 in order to function. I'm going to enable this building. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, we will get up to the next level, but in the meantime, we're just going to lose, like, an insanely large amount of money, so you know what, we're going to turn that off, and we're going to figure out how we can get some more artisan production, or some more artisan... I mean, we cannot do anything more with the current number of artisans that we've got. We cannot do any more. We need to also get some more monks as well. That is an unfortunate situation. Right, I mean, we can upgrade this walkway here. We can get more houses. Yeah, let's get this upgraded. So if we upgrade that, that takes it out to here. It's good. Fine. That's good. That's good. We're okay with that. We're okay with that. That is great. What about this up to there, that up to there? Where does that extend my food network to? It's not bad. It's not bad. Not bad at all. Obviously, it can still be improved. How's that? That's not too shabby. That's not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. What is it that we need? Okay, we need some more. Okay, well, we need some more Tampa. We can enable this. And that's fine. That does allow us to enable that, but we do need more. We need more Tampa. Yeah, we need more. We need basically double this. So, whoops. 1, 2, 3, 4, I guess. Yep. Obviously, we're gonna need to connect that up by road. And send, and send. Great. That works. Using a lot of couriers, considering using a more advanced transportation method. I wish I could. I wish I could. I would love to get a yak post, but I need to get more research levels first. That's clearly what I need to do. Okay, we're still a little shy on the old artisans. Again, let's try enabling this. That's less bad. It's less bad. We still need to get more. We still need to get more monks, but I mean, we are now in a position where we can do that. Yeah, let's get this moved up a little bit further. And let's try one of those. So, if I get some upgraded roadway here, I think we can make this work. And not only can we make this work, I think we can make more stuff work. You know what? Let's get all of that upgraded. Where's that going to take my food line limit up to? It's going to take it all the way up to the flipping top. Amazing. So then we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In fact, you know what I kind of want to do? I kind of want to see if I can try and squeeze in another road over here. Yep. And then, oh, this is so steep. So where does this extend to now? I can actually get one more house. Right over there. Okay, upgrade, upgrade, upgrade. That is perfect. That is absolutely perfect. We need more cheese. This is not gonna be too much of a problem. 1, 2. We take 6. We need... How much am I getting? I'm getting 20. We got a surplus of 3. So that's fine. I'll just need to get one more of these, and then one more of these, and extend the road a little bit as well into there. Good, and good, and good. That will fix my cheese situation. That will not fix my yak situation. Okay, I guess we're going for yak. I guess we're going for yak areas in 2 places. Right. If I turn this on, I am negative money, but I'm not big negative money. I'm just a little bit negative money, which is good. We're slowly but surely moving more closely to where we need to be. I need ever so slightly more artisan housing. I mean, we are flipping. We're close to this here, I think. The fact that we can upgrade from that point up there is ludicrous. And actually something that's quite impressive, to be brutally honest with you. I am chuffed with that. Is there... Is there a world in which I do something like this? I move you out of the way there, and we get some pretty advanced road, and we just bang... Hold on. That might upset a few people. But if I get some advanced road in this location, it's kind of difficult to see. If I get some advanced road in that location, does that allow me to extend my vibe a little bit further out? But I'm also thinking, can I do the same here? You know, can I move this little tree? So how far does that come out now? I think that's better, right? I think that's better. And then if we just do... I do feel like that's better. Maybe I've not actually improved anything there, but... It does look better. I'm like... That's not good. I'm so close to having a fully realized operation here. There we go. Yeah, and that will definitely... I say definitely. That can probably be extended with a little bit of... There we go. A little bit of extra. A little bit of extra attention. Okay, cool, cool, cool. So that is us in positive artisan territory. We will still go... Oh, no, we will not go negative. Amazing. So now it's just about lowlanders. And 13 is not a huge number. And in fact, maybe I could just... Maybe I could squeeze in some extra huts over here. Maybe I could squeeze in just a few. And again... Nice, nice. Okay, that's great. Honey is a problem. Honey is a problem that's going to... it's going to have artisan implications, isn't it? Right, because honey is over here. We currently use 32 to carry. I want to replace these buildings so badly. I need... This is gonna set me right back to square one, isn't it? I can feel it coming. No? Okay, that's fine. So if I enable, we're still fine. Okay. Good. We've done it. We've done it. We've done it. Okay, let's blast through all of these research levels then, shall we? Boom. Research level 1. Research level 2. Yes, 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 yes. A gong. A lot of monks are musically gifted. The rest of them operate gongs. Bit rude. 7 workforce required. Yak Guardian is level 5. Cool. Very cool. Incense production. So incense production is... That's okay. Can I get a new distribution thing? Yeah, a yak post. Only a monk's resolve and inspiration can convince yaks. A more heavy resource across the mountain. A single yak can carry the load of 3 cart carriers. See, I think the amount of cart carriers that we have here... Let's have a little experiment, shall we? So we get a yak post. Yeah, I think here would be fine. And then we will move... Do you know what? We're going to have to move this. Yeah, we're going to have to move you over there. I know everything is going to go up in flames, etc. You know what? Actually, let's just ditch this. So we will get... Yeah, so we will have 50 spare, basically. So we output to here. And in an ideal world, this will save me a ridiculous amount of yaks. A ridiculous amount of yaks, a ridiculous amount of people. So it requires monks to operate as opposed to artisans. That's good. That's good to note. That is good to note. What's the issue here? House relief? Oh yeah, that's because everybody is getting... which one is it? I can't see. I can't see which one it is. Is it this? It's this. It's barley. It's that one. So we need to deliver to here. Good. Now everybody's happy again. Not quite out of the woods in terms of yak production, but that's okay. The great news is that we can reduce drastically the amount of artisans that we have to deal with, which is just great news. Go. Nice. And now we're back on... We're back chasing lowlanders. Honestly, after all of that. We're back chasing lowlanders. Definitely worth getting compact yak breeder. Oh. Oh. Use fodder to increase yak production. Well, 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 well. That is curious. Okay, so lowlanders, yep, we still need them. But the fact of the matter is, we have leveled up. And let's look at getting some of these lowlanders upgraded, because I cannot deal with expanding this out. There's just no way. So, lowlander huts. We need 2 food components, and we need a prosperity component. Smoked meat or fish? I think fish is probably going to be easier. Fishery, I guess we need a river nearby. There is a river nearby somewhere, but it's quite far away. There's one there. And then there is one over here. You know what? Sure. That gives me a negative balance. I'm not happy about it. 7 fish. So, what's the... You know what? Let's use a cart post. Let's use a cart post. The reason that we, have the ability... Ooh, pause. The reason that we have the ability to assign our artisans is because... Is because we have, we have upgraded some of our tech, some of our kits. What's the issue with you? You don't have any food? It's mostly fish. And actually, fish is quite simple to fix. It's just another one. Yep. Make sure that it's exporting into that location. Cool. Very, very cool indeed. Also, maybe I repurpose some of these artisan houses. But you know what? Let's maybe not distract ourselves from that. So that's going to be another fish component. A smoked meat component. Let's maybe not do that. Textiles, ale, perfumes. A gong. A gong is easy. A gong is easy and hopefully quite small. Not particularly small, to be brutally honest with you. And also, we don't really have a huge amount of space for one. Yeah, tricky. If I build it here, that would be great for all of these jumps. You know what? Let's put you down over there. Yeah, that's going to put even more strain on everything, but that's okay. So gong goes there. That will be more strain on the monks, but that's honestly fine, I think. If I was to build another gong somewhere, where would it be? Maybe here, actually. It's tricky one. Anyway, that leaves me with just the need to fulfill one more food type. What about you up here? You just need more. You need incense. Incense, high zone, gong. Let's see, you're going to be impossible to upgrade to the next level. That is going to be a challenge. That is going to be a real challenge because we're not in a high zone at the moment. And also, we're probably not going to be able to completely surround you with walls. Maybe there's a world in which I can do that, but it feels a little bit sketchy. Okay, monks are a problem for another day. Let's remain focused. Let's remain focused. This has all got gong access. That's what we like. Gong access is good. And in fact, you know what? Let's maybe do a little switcheroo. Move you in there and move you over here. Just feels a little bit more sort of central. A little bit rarer to get. Right. Baths are not coming. Textiles or ale. Let's check out what we want to do. Ale is that. Textiles is that. Well, we're gonna do textiles. And holy cow, we've already got all of these yak shacks over here that already produce all of our resources that we need. Oh my goodness, this is perfect. Perfect. Let's plonk you right over here. Sure, obviously not connected to the main road, but you are connected to a road. And you need 4 wool. So, I think we'll send the wool directly there. You only need 4? that's fine. We're cool with that. We're chill with that. We're going to get another one of those. Yep, another textile weaver. And then you're going to get inputs from there. You're going to get inputs from there. We're going to get a cart post right at the end here. And we're going to throw that into there. We're going to throw that into there. We're still going to have artisans to spare. And we're going to throw you right across to the commodity post. Cool. Okay, that will allow all of these facilities to upgrade, which will take me absolutely into positive lowlander territory. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Unfortunately, it looks like it's different commodities that the artisans actually need. That's fine, though. The monastery walls. Man, the monastery walls... Monastery walls are a problem. A yak guardian? I can't provide a yak guardian service. Enclosed by monastery walls. I mean, that's such a tricky one. Can I build... Oh, can I build them on roads? I don't think I can build them on roads. See, there might be a... There might be a place that I could build them, but... Yeah, because that would be 2, and that would allow me to get up to a 3rd level. Even maybe like a little grouping. A little grouping would be kind of good. Also, gongage. They can deal with gongs. So you don't have a praying place up here. Do you know what? Sure. Let's try. Yeah, I know you're going to be upset about this. But give it a shot. Give it a shot. Okay, so here. Here. Monastery walls. Yep. Yeah, and... You know what? Sure, let's put you outside for now. Just hypothetically. I want to see how this works, right? Like, I want to get to grips with how this all comes together. Right, so then road. How do we get road through? Like so. Okay. So, I mean, it would require sacrificing a lot of our houses in this area in order to make it work. That being said, how high it needs to be? How high is high? I think this area is quite high. I mean, we could get a few monastery houses up here that are surrounded. Nah, but nah, I feel like down at this level, it's just not. It's just not something that we want to deal with. If we're gonna go all in on monks, which we could very well do. Also, maybe I've just unlocked the ability to get a few more houses in here. I mean, unlocked in a very wide sense. If I build that across there, yeah, we could maybe squeeze in a few more monks facilities over here. So if I get this upgraded, if I get this upgraded, and how would that work? It's not far off, you know? It's not far off. It's not far off absolute flippin' perfection. Yes! Look at that! Okay, so that... It is a little sketchy. I'll grant you. You're still just outside range. Well, there's precious little that we can do about that. Yeah, very little that we can do about that. But there are other locations. Like, we've not really done sort of like much targeted. Hold on, see if I can move you back by 1. Yeah, see if I do stuff like this, right? So we just like move everything around just a little bit and try and like fill in all of the little blank spots. Absolutely, I think we can make this work. Okay, let's let the video game do a little bit of cash generation. Yeah, research level 8. What is it that we need in order to get up to the next research level? Shrine. Incense smoke from shrines is as valued for its amazing scent as it is despised for looking similar to mist. Okay. Can I not get another monastery? I think I can get another monastery. I think we are mostly set to get another monastery. If I just got a few more monks, we could pull all that together. And that would get me up to research level, what, 7. And then that would get me the ability to get a Yak Guardian, which maybe means that I could fight for another level. I need to get more artisans, right? That needs to be the priority for now. Let's get... I basically just need to get 2... I need to get Yak races and to get perfumes. Right, well, I guess let's see. Well, what is Yak races? Yak races, 22 artisans are required. Okay. An inn. And an inn is the beer. Yak races, people. Yak races. This is the location for the Yak races, without a shadow of a doubt in my mind. The only issue with doing this is that it is absolutely going to screw over my beautiful housing setup that I've got here. But Yak races. But Yak races. Yak races. Let's do it. You know what? Let's do it. Excellent. Excellent. 14 yaks. Yak force. Literally 14 yak force. That's quite a lot. Quite a lot of yak force. Cool. Can I do anything about this? I kind of cooked myself here. Right, some nice sophisticated road. Probably 2 out of 3 of these are going to be fine. Ugh. So we are now like fully roaded. We are absolutely fully roaded everywhere. There's not much other stuff that we can do. Maybe there's the potential to get a little bit more stuff out here. Let's have a little look. Okay. Get this roaded up. This roaded up down here. And see if we can try and move. Oh, not even. Not even. We'll extend to down this area. So it's worth it. It's worth it in the sense that it does get us some of the goods. Some of the goods that we need. Yeah, I also should keep in mind that... Hold on. Where's honey? Where's honey production? Let's see if we can try and figure out... What's this? We need more of that. I think we could get honey production. Here's my idea. Here's my idea, right? If I shut down this... disable the building, we get 31 back. That is not good, right? That is objectively not good. We don't want that. However, if I get a trading post, if I can maybe build a trading post, I don't know, here, for example, then if I can get honey imported, how much honey do we need? We need 14.3 honey. And that would actually... There we go. That would free up so many workers. Okay, let's... Negative money balance. And okay, fine. We can't back out until we have positive money balance. But actually, it should be fine. Disable. Fine. Okay, so now we're in positive territory. So if I turn this on, can't create a transport route. What? Okay, yeah, so turn that on. Money balance is negative. Obviously, that's not what we want to see. Yak Force. We can't get Yak Force because we don't have... we literally have no coins in our balance, bank balance at the moment. So that's not ideal. But Yak races. We're going to get Yak races. Boy, oh boy, we're going to get ourselves Yak races. Right, I think now we are at that point where we're just going to have to try and... Oh, from now on, avalanches will be more devastating. That's not good. That's not good at all. From now on, we're just going to need to try and find some tiny area that we can use to expand our operations slightly. Fish. Yeah. Okay. Let's get a yak pasture. Yak pasture over here. +1. And then turn this on. Okay, that's now massively negative. How has that gone massively negative? And why? Is it because of my yaks? House relief, missing workforce penalty. These, honestly, these artisan houses, they are the bane of my existence. They just are not. They are just not good to work with. They're just not good to work with. Is there... Can I maybe move this and then move you into here? Okay, that takes me into 51 plus 51 territory. That's good. It's better. I don't think there's been any repercussions towards that. Eggs. Eggs we could maybe move out to here somewhere. Yeah, you're upset about that, but that's okay. Trading distance. Do you know what? Let's move you... Oh, yeah, you know what? I tell you what. Let's move our entire egg production down a bit. Let's not overcomplicate this, right? But let's move you, get you demolished. Yep. I hope we haven't messed this up. Okay, good. And then you get sent to there. 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 And then you don't have any roads. Go. And you get sent to there. Now, this will require more artisans. Yeah. This will require more artisans. But I'm thinking we can get at least one additional house. Yes. And an immediate upgrade. Okay, that is good. That is good. That gives me plus 25, which, believe it or not, is the most amount of money that I have had in what feels like a long time. What's got no access to food market? Lowland. You know what? Destroy. The reason that I'll destroy is so that it reduces the relief, the house relief. House relief is for any houses that just do not have their needs met. And you are not having your needs met by fish. Honestly, it's a tiny, tiny, tiny fraction of people that are not getting access to fish. It's very, very small. We'll fix that soon. Don't worry. That's fine. Okay, let's turn this on. I need to turn this on before we go. Flippin' heck. What is the issue? It is too many artisans. This is annoying. Yak force penalty is 30. Artisans or something else. I mean, what else can we turn off that would mean that artisans don't have to work? Is there any other like resource that I'm sending like long distance? Not really. I mean, I think we just kind of have to... How many workers do we have living here? 18 workers. We can destroy one of these houses. Yeah, we can destroy one of these houses and replace it with an artisan house and get it upgraded immediately. That gives me plus 173. Turn that on, that's still negative. Gosh darn it, this is a building, man. This is a building. I cannot destroy any other houses. Artisan. Any other houses? Okay, what about this? This is like really nickel and diming our situation, but yeah, if I do that, that'll get me slightly more artisans. Now we've got an issue with copper. Tell you what I could do. Copper is something that I could get replaced. Let's figure this out. So this is going to get trashed. Yep. Actually, no, I don't want to trash it. I can't actually trash it quite yet. I need more money before I'm able to trash it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to build a yak transport. Not enough money, exactly. That's what I need to... That's what I'm worried about. But I will trash this. And then I will get it reconfigured. One ad hoc yak. If I even built one more yak post. Yeah, that would get me a little bit more money. It's good. It's good. Oh, boy. This is... I'm close to the bone. Very close to the bone. I should say, I'm playing in professional mode. I know I've waited, like, 2 hours to tell you that, but I am in professional mode, which is, I guess, more challenging than non-professional mode. That's fine, though. We're okay with that. We're absolutely okay with that. Right, so Coppersmith, how many artisans is this going to require? 9 artisans. Goodbye, money. Goodbye, money. but I'm hopeful. Hold on. Can I get a yak post? What does that require? 150 bucks? Do I not have that? I don't have that. Hold on. If I just do... If I do that, that still puts me in negative territory. Well, let's save up for 150 then. Save up for 150. Okay, it didn't take long, but that will allow me to get a yak post. Oh, man. This is so dicey. Right, send to here. Send to here. And send to there. And then from here, we will send right to here. Good. So that will be copper supplies. You will get enabled. We will go big bad. And then that will get disabled. And now we are massively overspent in the yak force department. I need more yaks now, and I don't have the money for yaks. What can I do? What can I do? I mean, is there a building that I can disable that would allow me to get... If I disabled this... Okay, that makes things a huge amount worse. Oh, I see. Oh, that building was enabled the entire time. Oh, well, that's good, actually. Oh, that's amazing news. Well, that's great. Okay, so that's me in positive territory. I've now got a few more artisans that I can play around with. That's great. That is super, super useful. Yaks are majestic creatures, majestic beasts. And I am just happy that I am now going to have a couple more of them. Great. Yep, you know what? Fine, I'll pay that price. I'll pay that price. That is great. So, you have not got access to food. That is the only house, I think, that is asking and currently getting house relief. That's good. That's good. We like that. 26, 26. Yeah, we got loads of money. Okay, now, the good news is, let's turn this building on. How am I negative again? How am I negative again? 5 lowlanders, 4 fodder. How do we make fodder? Do we get fodder from something? What is it? Is it this? No. That's wool. Okay, I thought maybe that was it. I don't know how we make fodder though. That's the only... It's the only problem. Yeah. Money balance turn negative. Fodder. Yeah. No idea. Yeah, delete this. Destroy that. Get another yak building. Yep. And that puts us in a bit of a deficit. But then I turn this on, and we're in even more of a deficit. Is there another location for a lowlander house? Not particularly. Food market. We're unlikely to be able to extend that out. Food market over here. What about that there? Yeah. No. No, not really. That's not connected up. Although, maybe this is... Yes, that works. Prosperity, it's not on the right side of the connection for this. Yeah, actually, hold on. What about if I just delete that there, and then nah. Well, that would be food. That would be food. That is something, at least, I suppose. And then, what about a little bit more... What about a little bit more food over here? Nope. Nope. It's still a little bit far away. Man, oh man. This is such an intricate balance that we're trying to orchestrate here. Do you know what I can do? I can move you to here. I can move you down to there. This requires a connection. Hold on. I take it back. No, it still needs to go there. Because otherwise we will have issues. Yeah, not in range of any food markets. I know. And then eggs are going to be a problem. 16 eggs. And that no longer allows the connection for you. What about if I move this around? Yeah, hold on. Being able to rotate buildings, honestly, you kind of take it for granted. But, I mean, it would be super useful if I was able to do that. Maybe I just move all my egg production somewhere else. I don't need any yaks. I could do with yaks, though. Actually... Hold on. I've got an idea. This is maybe a bit bold. But, I mean, if I've got honey out here... And honey and... Can I put, like, multiple resources into... Oh, I can't send eggs. It's already storing honey. What about yaks? Can I use yaks to... Can I use yaks to move resources around here? So instead of sending honey, we send goods by yak here. Yeah, so turn... You know what? Demolish. Demolish you. Send. 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 Good. And out there. Okay, so that just gives me a cool 668 to sort. That's real nice. Also a massive yak deficit, which I'm not super happy about. We can get a bit more yak production there. More yak production there. That's good. That drops my my deficit a little bit. If I move this back here. Yes, and yes. Okay, so that's still negative. What's the issue now? What's the issue? Are we not supplying enough eggs? We're not supplying enough eggs. Yeah, see, this is the thing. If I move this building over here, is this going to... Yeah, that would increase pretty dramatically the amount of artisans that I'm using. However, at this moment in time, I'm actually completely okay with having all of my artisans out here. Yep, here we go. Yep, you're not going to be happy. That's fine. That's fine. We're a little bit over prescribed here. We need 20 lowlanders. I need to get one more thing of eggs. Yep, they need to go in there like so. I am... I am so cooked. But here's the thing. I get more. I get more huts. I get more houses. That's brilliant. And with a little bit more expansion. There we go. We can actually feed everyone. So, Yak Force, House Relief. I am going to move you there. Does that work? It's got to be this, I presume this direction. What if I move you? And then get that down here. Yeah, that's better. That allows me to propagate just that little bit further. Just that little bit further. Nice. And then you know what? Let's ditch this. Let's move you. Let's do it. Let's absolutely do it. Okay. Upgrades. Upgrades. Is everybody still covered by the donation point, by the way? Yes, everybody is. So we are getting a lot of money. It's not enough money, but we're trying. We're trying. Right, so fish, yes, is good. We will get fish. Yak Force penalty. The Yak Force penalty is fixable, I think. Yep, Yak Pasture. That's good. Now I'm still negative. Negative 9. House Relief is over here. Because you're not getting all of the things that you need. Oh, this is so close. So close. Right. That gives me more negative values, but it does allow my fishing operation to be finished. House Relief is still minus 30. Is that literally just you? I think that's literally just you. This, on the other hand... Do you know what? What if I move you over here? Yeah, look at that. And then you up there, and then upgrade you. We're positive. We're positive. We're positive. I can't believe it. We are positive. Okay. This is amazing. Here's at long last what we're gonna do. We're gonna go back to this original mountain. This feels like a different world. We're gonna go back to that original mountain. Now, my honey production. I've got lots of honey production over here, and I've got look at how many people. Look at how few issues I have in this world. This is amazing. So, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get more production of honey. There we go. There we go. Do you know what? I'm not even gonna care. I'm just gonna say, hey, honey, let's move you to the export area. And I'm still positive. I'm still positive in terms of cash flow. That's amazing. So, sold resource, quantity, revenue. Amazing. So, if I go out here and then back to here, we've got resources available and we've got 20 honey available. So, price is 8. I have to buy my own honey? What if I bought resources but they're not being transported anywhere? Yeah, but I want to... Okay, maybe this isn't the answer that we were after then. Right, well... Also, I got full money again. I can't quite believe that. Well, that's great. Okay, send him here. Send him over there. How much honey does that give me? Should be a lot. How much? 20 honey. That's plenty, right? I can actually reduce it down to 16. So if I get 16 honey, theoretically that's going to be better. I'm assuming. Yeah. Sending. Fine. And then I can just cut. I can cut this out. Disable. Does that work? Are we still supplied with honey? I think we're still supplied with honey, to be honest. So that is good for 2 reasons. It means that I can disable these buildings. Yep. Disable these buildings. And we can get all of our lowlanders back. I am importing goods. It is costing me money. That is not ideal. If I get another donation post, by the way, will that allow me to double dip? Oh, there's more stuff here. Mint. Yes! I would love this. So, uses gold to mint money. I don't know if we have gold. I don't think we do. Yeah, I don't see gold. There's a salt deposit down there. Snow cap, avalanche power. See, if that avalanched me, I would be very upset. Copper mine, rock crystal, copper. Yeah, see, we just don't have, we don't have gold. We don't have gold. We don't have gold anywhere. Snow cap, salt deposit. Yeah. Oh, see, so close. So close to greatness. So close to completely collapse my currency. Right, if I was to turn this on... if I was to turn that on, would that do anything? No. No, it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't. That being said, I mean, look. If I got... I mean, all I need is one more. I need one single thing more. I need, like, butter lamps. I need perfumes. I need something. What is it that I need? Butter... Oh boy. Oh boy, there's a lot of stuff here. I think we've got it all, to be fair. It's just about where do we send it. Combines incense, honey, and rock crystals into perfume. Oh, that's a lot. That is a lot. That is a lot. That is so much. Well, you know what? I think, honestly, on that bombshell note, I think that's probably a pretty good place to wrap things up for now. Laysara Summit Kingdom. Boy, oh boy. I have enjoyed the absolute heck out of this. I really, really, really have. Really good. I feel like I barely explored all of the sort of opportunities to get resources between different areas. That being said, I think this is really, really cool. I like this. I like this a lot. Had a great time. Not really even dealt with avalanches, to be honest. Avalanche barriers, you know, building avalanche barriers over here. That would definitely be, you know, something useful. An ice altar. Sure, uses ice to boost production output. Build a snow compactor. Build a forester. Mr. Plow. Clears building within snow avalanche. Yeah, lots of stuff. Anyway, ladies and gents, we're going to wrap it up there for now. Thank you ever so much for watching. My name, of course, has been Orbital Potato. I'll catch you next time. Bye.